All people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. That means all people at all times, and they have access to food that is sufficient, safe, and nutritious. So, right, like if you're seeing Lahore mein, they're selling like the meat of like donkeys. I don't think that's safe to eat, right? Like, it's just or dead meat, right? That's just not safe to eat. And so you're saying this is their food insecure because, okay, there's food available, but it's not safe for people to eat this food. And not every day, but I din mein pad raha hota hu ke like so many thousands of kilos or tons of food was taken away because it was already dead meat and they were trying to sell it. So there's a lot of crackdowns on this. This food security problem, it affects Pakistan, but then also affects Afghanistan. How does it affect Afghanistan? And you need to keep Afghanistan in mind when we're talking about this entire thing. Because Afghanistan right now does not have international recognition. It's money that assets or whatever have been frozen, about like 8 to 10 billion or 6 billion, I'm not sure, by the international community. And then everything that's dollars and food and fertilizers and a lot of other stuff is coming from Pakistan. If it's not going through legal channels, then it's being smuggled. Okay, how are you going to feed a population that has gone up 7-fold in 75 years and it's anticipated to just continue increasing without any sort of stoppage or sort of stagnation in sight, and your yields are decreasing, right? Your arable land is still the same, like the amount of land that you're growing agriculture on, but your yield is not increasing at the same level. So this is kind of the crux of the matter. So about 40 to 45% of your country's labor force is involved in agriculture, and its contribution to the GDP is about 20%. And out of the about 80 million hectares, 22 million hectares are cultivated in the country. So that's about a fourth of your land is agriculture based, right? And you have the world's largest continuous irrigation. 20% of our population right now is undernourished or food insecure. What that means is unko 3 waqt ki roti nahi mil rahi, ya agar mil rahi hai, it doesn't have the right nutrients that would allow them to grow to their entire potential. So like their stunted growth, like malnutrition amongst children who are between 6 months and 60 months is very high, with about 40% children stunted, 28% underweight, 18% wasted, and 10% overweight. So that just goes to show that your population right now is under a lot. Livestock is more connected to food security than you initially might imagine. So in rural areas, a lot of people, they don't own assets as such. Their assets are their livestock, because the guy is giving them the doodh, and then they're also helping them, go into the fields and fix the fields up, then the eggs from the chickens, and there's a whole economy that kind of is run through the policies. But the reason why America became an agriculture powerhouse is because of agriculture cooperatives. So imagine we're all farmers, right? And we have land within 3 villages, right? 3 gaon ke aspas. Now, instead of doing it all on our own, we say, okay, we'll all sit together and we'll make a cooperative. So all our resources, we pool them together. हम बीज भी साथ खरीदेंगे, फर्टिलाइजर भी साथ खरीदेंगे, पानी का लाइन भी हमारी साथ होगी, और हम बेचेंगे भी एक साथ. So now there's 11 of us versus 1 of us.